Hello Magic World of YouTube, this is Ian McLean here, part of Geek Talk Edinburgh, and this is my second video. If you haven't watched my first video, it's on the website, you should watch it. And this is my first review, and actually for my first review I'm actually going to do two reviews. So I'm jetting around to do this. My first review I'm going to review a comic, and the second review I'm actually going to review a geek item. And the geek item I'm going to talk about in great depth as much as I can do, but my first review I'm going to review a comic. I own lots of comics. I love comics. I do own some varying artists, but my biggest genre is DC Comics, and my favourite character who I'm going to do is Batman. And this is an issue of Batman Year One, which was given to me as a birthday present from my fiance, my future sister-in-law. This is written by Frank Miller, and as you can see, his name is on it, and David Malzik. And this is the epitome of Batman. This is the origin story in every conceivable way possible. I don't want to flick through the artwork. If you want to look up the artwork, I'd recommend you can go online, look up images of Batman Year One, look up Frank Miller's artwork. It's everywhere. I'm gonna, for those who don't know who Batman is, because I don't want to treat everyone who doesn't know who Batman is. Batman is a character created by Bob Kane, the original mid-1930s to counterpart Detective Comics Superman, which was Sensational Comics at the time. And they basically wanted a character that could be on par with Superman. So they employed a young man called Bob Kane, and he decided, rather than have a superhero who had a secret identity, they wanted a character, he created a character who was a man, who was a superhero. And it was loosely based upon his love of character, certain things, and he was a great writer. And Batman has celebrated 75 years ongoing, and it's a fantastic comic series. Right, the character was created. The story is of Bruce Wayne, a young boy at about the age of 10 years old, and his family are very wealthy. After going to the cinema or the theatre, normally depending on which they go see, is Zorro or something. Normally Zorro is normally the one, and they come out of the alleyway, go into an alleyway, and his mum and dad are murdered right in front of him. In some variations, we don't know how. Some say it's the Joker. I'll explain in a minute. In other stories, it's normally the most character known as Joe Chill, who murdered his parents. You can go into some of the reasons why they were killed in other comics, but I won't go that. Basically, after in his parents' blood kneeling, he makes a solemn vow to try and prevent this from happening ever again to anyone else. So he takes a vow to stop crime. So he spends the next years to about the age of 25, honing his skills on detective work, chemistry, science, crime fighting, and crime scene investigation, everything he can do to stop this happening again. And in this book, Year One, it happens. You do see the beginning, and I won't go into lots and lots of detail about the entire comic. I will mention things that do partially happen to Hollywood, but I won't go, this happens, so you don't have to go, well, I don't have to read it now, it happened. I know what happens now. So he spends in this book, which actually I would like to point out is actually two stories rather than just one story. It is one half Bruce Wayne becoming Batman, and the other half is actually a character called James Gordon. James Gordon is, in the later comics, is Commissioner Gordon, who runs Gotham Police Department, who is Batman's one closest friends, and they work together perfectly. But in this very beginning, Bruce comes back, but knows he has the skills, he has the abilities, but he doesn't know how to use them. At one point he goes out dressed normally, like with makeup on, because he doesn't recognise the billionaire playboy, and sorry, Michael knows, and he doesn't win, and he's figured there's something missing. He knows something is missing, so he thinks, I need to figure it out. On the other hand, we have a character called James Gordon, an ex-militaryman, coming to work in Gotham City, and he realises the place is corrupt, and everyone's on the take. Everyone's, from the commissioner to the mayor, everyone is in it for themselves, and Gordon has worked hard to make sure he isn't like that. So one night, Bruce Wayne is attacked and is badly injured, and something happens, and he figures out he needs to change who he is to be the savior for Gotham. So he discovers he must become the Batman, as Vigilante. Now, in this comic book, you've got everything you need to know about it. You have the introduction. You get to meet his one military family member. The last family member is Alfred Pennyworth. You have Commissioner Gordon fighting his way through the ranks, not up the ranks, but more sort of making a firm stand against corruption in the GCPD, Gotham Police Department, because he takes on his own partner. He actually takes on the commissioner, fights his ground everywhere, and the whole point is Commissioner Gordon has forgot a lot about not in the comics, but people see Batman and they just see Gordon as a sort of like character. No, they're very equal. Without each other, Gotham, if they didn't have Batman, Gotham would be in much anarchy. Without Commissioner Gordon in power, Batman would be a vigilante getting away. Would be hounded by the police. They protect each other. They are each other's yin and yang in a sense. But in this Year One book, you watch both characters realise that they can't do it without each other, that they need each other. I think that's brilliant, rather than just sort of, this is Batman's story. Rather than having two separate comics where you can dedicate a lot more time to it, you have this sort of, this slow merging into sort of like this one unity of wanting justice. And it's a brilliant comic book. I give it 10 out of 10. Frank Miller writing is just superb. There is great, charming lines of dialogue. There is some great wit in it. The artwork is really subtle. It feels a bit pulpy, but it works with it. And anyone who asks me, right, if I was to pick a great comic book, and I would never read a comic book, what would you recommend to start off? Batman Year One would be the comic book I would recommend, because you get the origin, you get to know who the characters are, and you get a feel for what comic books really are. And that's what it is. That's why I've picked this comic book rather than going for other comic books I will do other videos for. This is a comic book I would recommend more than anyone else. This is the one. And my friend Rory, he says he's not reading the comics. I wouldn't going to recommend you try reading this one, because this is everything. This is why to read comics. This is why artwork is important. This is why writing is important. And this pretty much says why these characters are known and loved. So, out of 10, I have to give this one 10. Because it's a masterpiece, it is a great introduction, and it is two characters, rather than, like I said, having two separate books to each of them. It is well done. And it's just a masterpiece beyond a joke. Right. My second item, I just literally dropped my phone off the floor. This is actually a little bit annoying, but you'll hear a sound in a second. Pay no attention to that till later. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. This is my other review. Now, before you wondering what the hell has he got in his hand, anyone who is a massive comic book and geek will recognise this as a lightsaber. This is a lightsaber handle. More precisely, this is an FX lightsaber. This is actually a Mark II FX lightsaber. This is from the FX series. These normally go for roughly about £140, £200, depending who you're buying. This is Anakin Skywalker's. This is actually, like I said, the second one. The second one's actually detachable blades. You can't see here. The blade I've actually removed. This is actually the security pin here, right here. And I'll explain why I love this in a minute. But as you can see, this is what it looks like without the blade in it, and it looks perfect. This is pretty much as close as you'll get to a replica. One of the things I like about this one is lightsabers have that beautiful sound when you actually switch them on. But you don't have the blade in it, it actually makes the sound of a lightsaber that's damaged, which I quite like a little tinny. If you actually listen, almost like there's an electrical circuit. I'll turn it off and turn it back on again. Which I just think it just works. I don't know why. I just think that sounds really cool. But this actually has a screw section which comes straight off. Now you have to make sure you get these. There's little. This is the fluorescent bulb itself, which is about this long. About this long. About that long, yes. I use some for scale, but me's for scale is what you're going to get. Now you have to make sure you get this in the actual pipeline correctly. If you don't get it in the right, it doesn't work. I think I've got that in the wrong way. But when you hear it go in, it should make a it should make a distinct sound. That's the sound you want to hear. Sort of like a. I swear to God, there we go. Here's what I made earlier. Right, that is it securely circled in, and right, I'm going to turn my light off and I'm going to demonstrate the light bulb in this. And I'm going to move it a little along here so you can see it a bit more, because unfortunately I don't have proper lines, but this is why I'm a geek, because I fell in love with this. I like to point out this strobing, you'll notice when I turn it on. Now, to me it looks a bit like a fluorescent bulb, but to you that looks water stoked, is what we used in the film. It has a sound, has the feel, it has a gorgeous weight. I'm actually holding that one hand and it doesn't feel weighty, it doesn't feel actually really bulky. But you can see it looks like a lightsaber from everything from the point, which you can see is a strobe bulb, but from a distance like that, it looks lovely. It's gorgeous design. It's perfectly balanced. If you're a Star Wars buff and you love Star Wars or you love lightsabers, this is one of the best things that you can buy, because these are so cool. You even notice when you turn it on, you can actually see the strobe light come straight down, properly it should, and even the ignition sound. And off again. Sounds brilliant. Even if you have two, because as you can see it makes the swish sound movement. I can do some spin moves. I just genuinely hit my lamp. Can't say this doesn't happen in any other review videos, but also the sound. Turn off again. Yes, I genuinely just hit my own bedroom lamp doing that. Can't say I don't do reviews for nothing. These are just gorgeous. These things retail for genuinely, I'd say maybe about, I paid £100 for mine at a convention, and I was getting for slightly cheap, and that's a pretty good deal considering. But depending who you're buying, depends how much you get it for. I'm on the hunt for Anakin's, any of Obi-Wan Kenobi's ones, and both ones I'm looking at maybe, well, they had one for 140, and I was like, I don't know what to pay that for Obi-Wan Kenobi's one. Then I looked around and I realised I should have bought that one. But this one, they had a lot of them, and they had this one, which is Anakin Skywalker's, which becomes Luke Skywalker's one, for £100, and I genuinely wanted one more than anything else, and I thought, everyone was like, you paid £100 for that when they had it, because it comes in a massive box, and the box looks really nice. It comes with a stand it sits on, but unfortunately I don't have any room for the stand. And everyone was like, you really spent £100 on that, Iain, that you're robbed. It's a stupid item. As soon as I got home, turned the lights off and switched it on, they're like, wow, you actually stole the show. Now, you can, like I said, you can get varying other ones. Our friend Rory might do a review. He owns a first gen one, which does the blade and attach of Darth Vader's one. And if he does show you, the tone is different. It sounds a lot deeper and darker for the characters, and it works quite well. If you've got both of them together, they look great. There's actually photographs of me and Nicole in a photo shoot with each of them dressed in an Assassin's cosplay, and they actually look really good with the lighting. Right. I love this because I'm a massive Star Wars fanatic. I've loved Star Wars since I can remember. One of my massive favourite films is Star Wars, and these are just gorgeous. When I was younger, I had two toy ones. I had the Anakin Luke Skywalker green one, and the Darth Vader red one. And like most toys, they got trashed, they got broken. I played with it against other things, and the plastic blade got bent, and it had the sound, it had the sort of like it does with this one. It has the ricochet sound, but it, like most toys, they don't last forever. This, if I was to go back in time and give this to my younger self would explode, because this is better than a replica. This is more functional than a replica. This is better than like if there was a prop one just sitting in that, like sitting on a stand, and it was like, okay, this was you on screen. It's cool, yeah, that would be amazing of a prop, the exact prop. But to have one that has the blade and has the sound and has all the things that make you feel like Luke Skywalker or Kenobi or a Jedi or a Sith, to actually hold a lightsaber, to hold as well as I said, to have the plastic. When you're younger, you've got the plastic, you've got these little bits of metal in it, but to hold something that's cast, And I'll hold it a lot here out here. I'll try and put the light off so you can see more detailing in it. It's really difficult to see, but that's all steel. And you can see the little grooves in the indentation. This is the on switch right here, which I'll demonstrate. You switch up and switch off. But it has like some safety warnings on it. The batteries go in the bottom of it, which looks exactly like how it should do in the film. Like I said, in there, that's the prongs which the bulb connects to. But like I said, if I was to hand this to my younger self when I was a kid, I would explode, because this is like the real thing. This is as close as you can, unless they probably have invented, I don't know, science, magic. Are you a wizard? I'm not sure. This is a lightsaber. This is the closest we can have to lightsaber. This is the best enjoyment of having lightsaber, apart from, like as I said, my light bulb would be, my light would be destroyed now if I had a real blade in it. But these things are gorgeous, and I would recommend highly. They're good to shop around. Like I said, this is a second gen one. Second gen one actually has a detachable blade. The first gen ones don't unscrew, so you have to have the whole blade and handle going in it. One thing I've been told we must do is never keep the batteries inside it when it's not being used. Fair enough, that's most objects, because batteries leak acid, can damage it and damage it over time. I wouldn't do that, but I kind of do. I break the rules, I'm sorry. But these are absolutely gorgeous, and they look exactly screen accurate as you can get, and it's all, if you get that proper metal, and like you see it's done every detail. And I would have paid £100 if I actually, like I said, I saw these in boxes, and I'd heard reviews, and I'd seen some friends. I'd never actually got a hold one, but as soon as I thought £100, that's a lot in the box. But to get home, to take it out, to put the batteries in it. My childhood just flew back right in front of me of that 10-year-old boy who had the plastic lightsaber that was busted and broken and chunky and plastic, to holding something in my hand that I still love holding it, because it's still, I'm literally sitting in my bedroom and I'm kind of bored. I'm like, I'll just get my lightsaber, I'll switch it on, and I'll feel like a Jedi Knight for like 5 minutes. And you're just transported, and it's just an object, but it's what it symbolises. This takes you away from whatever you're doing. As soon as you threw this at anyone who's seen Star Wars if you put this in the hands of someone who's seen Star Wars, they'll be like, "Oh my god, this is like a lightsaber. This is Star Wars, the embodiment. This is everything to do with the geek genre." And to have that actually have right in front of you, and to hold something as solid as this, with such a great design as the people who make these, to actually hold it. Like I said, to hold it in your hand is superb. And so suddenly, if I give this to a friend, they're like, "Oh my god, I'm Luke Skywalker," and it's to hear the sound and to feel as real as it does. It's just beyond reality. I recommend these to anybody. If you are considering investing in one, make sure you have a place to put it. These things are gorgeous, but they need space. I kind of have mine bundled in a corner with a collection of other. I currently have it between a BB rifle and a NES scope. But these are absolutely gorgeous, and they're worth every penny. If you can get one second hand, I would recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it. I'd recommend you get one. If you love Star Wars and you think about getting one of these, get one. They'll not depreciate. They may think, "Oh, it's just sitting in a corner." As soon as you turn it on, you're a Jedi. You're everything you dreamt as a child. And it's more real than any plastic toy or any, like I said, buying a replica. Fair enough, it's a replica. It looks great. Screen accurate, like nobody's earth. But these are equally as screen accurate. But these are more durable. Like, I wouldn't recommend if you get to start properly fighting each other, you're going to damage this bulb. But takes a pretty good beating, but you're going to get some massive scratches on it. You're going to get some massive dents, and I wouldn't recommend that. But this is a beautiful beautiful collectible toy. I'd say a bit of both, because I play with it. It's a collectible, it looks great, but I love it. And this is what makes me a Star Wars fanatic, this is what makes me a geek. Also, I'd like to point out my t-shirt today is Gur from Invader Zim dressed as Deadpool riding a unicorn pig screaming over tacos. I will have a lot more geeky t-shirts on. Sometimes I'll wear the same ones, but I'll try and let you know each video. By the way, this t-shirt today, and I'm probably wearing Converse, no my luck. I've got about 3 sets of DC ones under my bed. But I thought I'd let you know of the FX Lightsaber, which I recommend highly, and Batman Year One, which I recommend highly. In my next video, I will review another comic book. It won't be a massive review, massive long reviews, because I waffle on sometimes. But I will try and get the main points down, like the artists, the writers, what they're trying to convey, what it adds to the Batman mythology. Because like I said, with this one, this is this is exactly what it says. Year One. This is ground zero. If you're going to start somewhere, start with this, right? You will find there are like things that, like, if you get into like the Long Halloween or All Star Superman, All Star Batman, sorry. There are other stories which do continue on to it, but this is ground zero, step one. If you want to get into comic books or Batman, I would recommend this for if you're like DC Comics or Batman. I'll always be doing DC Comics. I got a couple of Marvel, but I'm not a massive Marvel fan. I like them, I respect them. It's two sides of a separate coin, but this is Two-Face. This is my favourite side of the coin, and always will be, and I'll always love doing these videos. But I'll hopefully do another video review soon, and hopefully we'll let you know what's happening with London, which will be happening in about 3 weeks, and hopefully more details of other cool things coming up and other things. As always, message us in the comment section or message us directly, and we hope to answer you or speak to you soon. Well, Jenny.